welcome to this month's episode of Is It Broke? Is It Fixable? Or Just Plain Durable? Well, let's dive right in. After a little bit of scallybanning in the wild west of auction world the other week, we have some machines here we want to test out and break into, so let's get into it. First on our list is this Sony Super Beta Hi-Fi VCR. Oh, coincidentally, there wasn't a remote for this, but thank goodness the remote from my Beta VCR works just Jim Dandy with this one. Let's see if it works. This VCR also has some very interesting features, like stop motion, and flash motion. It has picture art as well, not quite really sure what that does. Has the Hi-Fi and Super Beta switch for selector. This was obviously used on more than just the homeowner wanting to watch movies or home movies level. This was more on an editing level, but a very good buy and a very good choice. Well, we said about that wonderful noise that the tape player makes when it loads a tape and unloads it. Let's take the cover off and have a closer look at a working beta player. Using our handy dandy serviceman's toolbox. So here we go. Power is on. Putting the tape in. Here we go. And when you press stop, it stops. Rewind. On some models, when you put it into rewind or fast forward, it actually takes it off of the video head and then eject. Lots of moving mechanical parts in there. This is your power supply here. This is your, I believe, your RF converter here. All kinds of moving parts. So that's a wrap for that VCR, the Mr. Beta. We have here a symphonic VCR from one of our viewers who asked us to take a look at it. We plugged it in. Let's see if it will do anything. Let's see, when we push the power button, nothing happens. Let's see if we can try and put a tape in it. Well, the tape goes in, but it does not load. So thus, we're going to dive right into see what's wrong with this VCR. Hopefully, it's just a fuse. So, here we go. Hi-ho, hi-ho. It's off to tearing the VCR cover off we go. Keeping track of all the screws when messing with these things is very cumbersome at times. Sometimes you end up with parts and you're like, where did that go? But as long as the VCR works, you're like, I'm not gonna worry about it. Wonder if this one's ever been apart before. That screw had a good snap to it. Oh, there we go. I'm checking to see if the fuse is still good. I can't see it down in there. Oh, there we go. Not exactly the way I wanted to do it, but oh well. It would appear the fuse is still good, so unfortunately it's not the fuse. Another thing to look for is bulging capacitors, which I don't really see any bulging capacitors. Actually, since we have it open, let's plug it in and see if it does anything now. Ah, we've got it doing something. The head actually moved a little bit, so I know it does something. So that makes me wonder. Sometimes just unplugging something for 10 seconds and plugging it back in works. You can see this is the RF modulator for this model. Look how small that is compared to an earlier model. They were much bigger earlier on. We are still trying to disassemble this a bit. These things have a tendency to break always if you're not careful. Hey, success! So, looky here, this is the complete motor assembly of the VCR. The head, the motor that runs it, the motors that run it. And this one actually has a belt on it. Some of them are belt driven, some are driven by motors. The belt is good. This one actually wasn't too bad to tear apart. This is the processing board that runs the VCR in underneath the movement carriage. Let's see if I can put this back together. I don't think I'm going to be able to fix this today. I think it's got a few other issues, but we'll plug it in and see what it does. Nope, it's still dead. So, I have to wonder if it wasn't my extension cord. I put it in one of the other plugs and wiggled the cord a bit, and now I have power. So let's put a tape in and see what it does. After I make sure that I have this where it's supposed to be, which it is, let's see what it does. Well, we've made progress. It loads a tape, and then it spits it back out. So we'll revisit that at a later point. But we've made progress. That is encouraging. So in this case, this is one of those that it's not going to be a super simple fix like just fixing the fuse. So we'll set this aside for now and we'll revisit it at a later point. So we have here an S-VHS player, Super VHS, the Studio Industrial model. Let's see if it does anything.
A few moments later.
So we see what our issue is here. It won't load the tape and play, which means it's probably a power issue. So let's dive into taking the cover off. Well, we did get a blue screen for just a second, so that's a little bit of progress. But it does not appear to want to stay on for a hoot. So here we go. This thing has 4 fuses on it. I can't really see the one. The reason that's running slow is because these electrolytic capacitors over time don't keep their charge, sort of like a battery, and they most likely need something in there needs replaced. It's really being naughty. And we're kind of ruining the tape a bit. No, it broke the tape. We're going to put this back together for now. And we're going to say that this is a tape-eating machine. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for joining us. I guess in today's episode you would say the "Is it broke to be continued" has been the theme of the day. Minus Mr. Beto, which is just plain durable.
Oh, come here. He doesn't like being held. Oh, and he loves it when you scrape his belly. Come here. Kitty, 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 kitty.
Doesn't like the tape. I'll have to try a different one. Nope, this one's also got power supply issues. I know to get it to work the last time was funny. Okay. It started and then it stopped and shut off. It says it's on auto, which I don't know what that means. See, it can't even fast forward. You'll find that's the problem with a lot of VCRs, is the power supply and sensors needing cleaned, etc. So that would be the case with this one. No reindeer games for us. Guess Christmas isn't coming this year. Oh shucks.